Today is Friday, July 11th, 2025, and we are out in the Great Gulf Wilderness camping with our friend Bob at the bottom of the Buttress Trail. There's an actual campsite with a sign, and we're right near water back over here. Jefferson's Knee is right there, and we are going to go up the abandoned Adam Slide today, come down Buttress, and then tomorrow go out up Wamsutta and down Chandler Brook. The crossing where the bridge is closed on the Appalachian Trail that crosses the Peabody River was not really rock hoppable today. So Bob and I waded it, and John went upriver and did a sketchy crossing where he was rock hoppable, but it was not something that the typical hiker would find a good choice. So, all right, wish us luck. We're going up the abandoned Adam Slide Trail, which is it starts right at the bottom of the talus slope on Buttress, which is about 1/10 of a mile from here. You cannot miss it. And then you just kind of head up. It's mostly overgrown, so you're going to be on a overgrown slide track. There's some red blazing that still exists, and we did this before, so if you're interested in seeing a different video of it, which will probably be a little more comprehensive, you can just look up on YouTube Laura Soul Adam Slide, and it should come up. We just popped out of the trees around 4,500 feet, looking at the auto road right now. Mount Washington, Great Gulf Headwall, Clay, Jefferson's Knee. Jefferson, you might be able to see the snow patch right there. And basically we were in the trees climbing very, very steeply. And we just came out and had to scramble up this. And now we're going into the Krumholtz right up here. It's been beaten down. The clouds are whipping in. Over near the Wildcats, it's kind of looking dark, but that already came through. So, all right, John and Bob are leading the way. Let's go see. All right, so right over there, I'm sure that was a section of the trail, the last 10 feet. Prior to that,
yeah, I think where we took that break, we should have went right.
Yeah. So we just busted through. Well, it was other people have busted through, including us the last time. But that was a lot like work. And the Krumholtz was like head height. It wasn't super short. But yeah, so behind us now, we're on some rock here. I'm pretty confident that the footbed, you could see, goes right up through there, and those are shorter Krumholtz, and we won't be pushing our way and swimming through it, I hope. And then we'll be on open rock. Those clouds, they're moving pretty fast. Okay, fun. We are up in the rocky talus area. You might be able to see there's a line of cairns. They have quartz on the top going down here. And then up by John. But I recall from last year that any cairns and everything that's near to Star Lake Trail have been disassembled. So we'll be coming up and just heading up, and we will be losing all sense of where the trail is supposed to be. But it really doesn't matter because we're just rock hopping. And we're pretty close now to the summit. Oh boy, almost there. Looking around. very hot on this rocky field. Most of the stuff is black. Whew, okay. We're up on Star Lake now, right beneath the summit of Adams. Jefferson is in a cloud. And look at this. This cloud just blew up out of nowhere. I just had a view down to Star Lake. Huh?
It's climbing up Adams Slide Trail.
Yeah, it does look like that. Wow. Got some puffy clouds there. Those look like they'll make thunderstorms later, huh?
Yeah.
Someplace.
For sure.
Not here. View over to Moosalok, way in the distance. I don't think it's visible on my screen. All right, up to the summit. I think there's at least one person ahead of us. That is the summit area of Adams. We just came down Lowe's Path to Thunderstorm Junction. Got brand new signage right here for Great Gully and Gulfside. Heading out to the hut, where we're gonna get some water, and then we'll head down Buttress. There's Madison sticking up right there. We just came from the hut on Star Lake. This is Star Lake. The water level is really low. Looking at Madison. We're gonna junction with Buttress. Did we already junction? No, right up there. I can see the top of it. And head down. Okay. This is the section of Buttress that is in the trees. Pretty gentle. The top part was kind of crazy. Rock hopping. Very overgrown, and many places where you were going down drops that were over 4 feet, like having to sit on your butt and make your way down. But this is better. We're now at the bottom of Buttress, almost back to our campsite, and also almost back to where we split off on the abandoned trail. This is looking at Carter Notch. And then over here to the edge of Washington, and the auto road comes down that leg of it. Right in front of us is where Wamsutta Trail goes, and then Chandler Brook comes down right here. We're going to do those tomorrow. This is the Great Gulf head wall right in there, and the edge of Mount Clay. And then side of Jefferson's knee. Sun is bad. And the trail continues across this talus slope. It is Saturday, July 12th, 2025. We got up this morning around 5 at our campsite, which was right at the beginning of Buttress Trail. Broke camp, and then came out to the intersection with Wamsada. Left our day pack stuff there, and just came down to the intersection with Chandler Brook and left our big backpacks there. So we're gonna go back up to Wamsada, get our day packing, head up Wamsada, and then I think Bob needs Alpine Garden up to Nelson Crag, so I think we'll go up there and then take the winter cutoff, bypass, whatever you want to call it, for the auto road, and get on Chandler Brook, come down Chandler Brook, pick up our packs, and head out. It is super humid, as it was yesterday. Whew. Didn't see any hikers yesterday at all on trail, except at the summit of Adams and then down to the hut. And that's it. Don't expect to see anyone really today either. except maybe at the end of Great Gulf. But we'll see. It's going to be very low winds today up on the Presidentials. And we had a little bit of sprinkles last night in the morning, but that just made everything more humid. All right, we are off. We're up on Wamsutta now. We just came out of the trees down there. It's super steep climb. I think I shot video of that in my last time we were here, so I will put a link in the description if you guys want to go check out that video. It's basically the same hikes that we're doing today. Oh wow, it's a very steep trail with some really sketchy areas that I would not want to descend personally. So there's that. Looking over here, this talus field is the one right at the bottom of Buttress, and then we climbed up right between the talus field and that other little talus field yesterday. This is looking over at Madison, and then over here there's like undercast right up in here. Pretty cool. I think we're gonna head back into the trees for a little bit, climb a bit more, then level out and eventually come out. And we'll still be climbing, but it won't be hand and feet climbing like we've been doing. Okay, lovely. We are officially up in the Alpine zone now. Just looking over at Jefferson. Neat clouds, fast-moving clouds between us and Madison. This is the auto road here, kind of under a cloud, so it's kind of dark. Look at these cool clouds popping up between the Carter Range. And then we're heading up. We'll be popping out. Wamsutta ends at the auto road, and then across the street from it is the ending of the Alpine Garden Trail. It's a fun trail to ascend, not so much to descend, I'm sure. We're at the bottom of Alpine Garden Trail, which is right here. The Wamsada is right there, and we met the trail maintainer. This is her first time going out since adopting the trail. So that's good, because there was some stuff at the top that was super overgrown. And we're heading up to Nelson Crag Junction, and then coming back down. We're gonna come down, start back on Wamsutta, and you go down a couple hundred feet, maybe less. There's a huge cairn on the left, and we're gonna go to the right, and it will be the winter bypass. So, looking forward to that. Maybe some of these clouds will blow out before then. We are at the junction now with Nelson Crag and Alpine Garden, looking up at the summit right there. And there's the sign. Nelson Crag continues that way. We're gonna go back the way we came. All right. Whew. Oh good, getting some breeze now. It was kind of stagnant up here. And it looks like clouds that were coming up are still over there, but might be clearing out. Let's hope. Alright, there we go. We just split off from Wamsada, so right down here would be Wamsada. And as you can see, this is like a road here. It's going to get tight in a couple places, but generally it's really easy to follow. Pretty gentle. And it gets you down to almost to the trailhead for Chandler Brook without requiring anything on the road, which I don't think they want people walking on the road anyway, particularly. And the road is very hot. So this is a nice way to do it. Okay, a little overgrown right here. And that cloud is still hanging around in front of us with Madison. The top of Chandler Brook now, and it is climbing down a boulder field. Very large rocks and very steep. There it is looking across. Jefferson over here, Adams over here. Madison would be over in the corner there. And there's Bob. Okay. Jeez. Slow going. We're down into the trees now. This is the first water crossing on Chandler Brook. Nice little cascade. John's going to take the hard way up right here, which is not good. If you were to slip there, you could go right over that.
Sliding off.
But right behind him is a series of rocks that made for easy stepping. So that's what I did. Okay, so now we're alongside the brook all the way till the bottom. There's going to be a bunch of cascades. Some of them are visible only through the trees, and a couple of them I think we cross at. This is a second water crossing. Pretty. And down to a little pool. You could cross here if you wanted to. There's a little drop right there. Pretty good rocks though. And then looking out, the trail continues on that way. We are heading out now on Great Gulf. Back to the car. What can I say? Wamsutta is a fun scramble up. I mean, it's steep, but pretty fun. And the trail maintainer was out there today, so the part that wasn't fun about it was the lack of maintenance that had been done. So hopefully that will be improved. And then we came down Chandler Brook. That is a much shorter trail than Wamsutta and really tough. It's just so slippery. The top part is a very steep climb down through a boulder field, and then when you're in the woods it's still really steep, and it's not had maintenance in quite some time, it looks like, and there's just roots, just wet, slippery roots. Very slow going, but pretty cascades on it. And now we're on Great Gulf, which is wilderness also, so there's not a lot of maintenance done on this either, but gets way more use than those other two trails. All right. We have one crossing of the Peabody River coming, and I think I'm going to walk through it because it's at the end of the day. That was a fun overnight.